Hey guys, Kurt Hughes here with Ignite Baseball. We're looking at Altuve and Jeter. And usually when I do these breakdowns, I kind of get down the rabbit hole about, you know, everything, and I talk about every single component that these hitters do. But I want to kind of talk about just one thing in this video that I think Jeter didn't do a very good job of, and it's kind of the reason why I am now in the camp saying that Jeter's swing is not really someone that you want to be modeling your swing after if you are a young baseball or softball player. So I'm really just going to talk about this one aspect that Altuve does really, really well and Jeter doesn't do as well. So first, let's just kind of talk quickly about the size difference between the two of these hitters. Jeter weighs 195 or weighed 195 pounds when he played. And Altuve weighs 165 pounds, excuse me. So there's a 30-pound weight difference in their bodies. And Altuve hits for significantly better power numbers than Jeter does. So I wanted to kind of look and see about some things that he does better than Jeter. And what I kind of found was something that I kind of already had suspected just because I really like Jeter. So back when I was first starting getting into hitting stuff, I used to look at his swing a lot. And what you'll kind of notice is that Jeter's hands are really, really far away from his body in this. And you'll see that his elbow kind of like slips inside his body a little bit, and he really drags this barrel for a long time. Now, there are other swings where Jeter doesn't do this, and he really like yanks his hands across his body, and that's usually how you see Jeter hit his home runs, like on inside pitches. This swing right here is one of his classic like flares to right, and this is that swing that every single coach from my entire childhood said I should swing like. So I kind of was trying to do that forever, and that aspect of my swing didn't really work all that well, and I ended up being a much better pull hitter than doing what he's talking about. But so let's just look at a different swing that Jeter did as well. That's kind of a different type of swing. So this is going to be an inside pitch. But what you'll see here is that Jeter's hands are still really, really far away from his body. And he really just pushes out to kind of go and get this pitch out in front of him, which he crushes this pitch. So, awesome. But the fact that he has his hands so far away from his body in all of his swings means that the movement of his barrel is not really connected very much to the movement of his body. And you'll see that in the other swing even more than in this swing. But you'll see Jeter, he has his bat really, really here, like straight up. And you'll see that Altuve kind of has his bat like this, pointed at the catcher's glove, and Jeter's is kind of like right straight down. So Altuve's position really allows for more whip and also allows for much more body involvement in his swing. So when your bat's kind of pointed back like that and your hands are closer to your shoulder like Altuve's is, when you turn your body the way that the muscles in your back are connected, it automatically pulls your barrel. And you can kind of see Altuve's barrel like blurring and turning right here behind his body. And you'll see Jeter's, it gets to here and it's still not turned, so you can kind of see that it's pointing way back here. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that this pitch is an inside pitch, so you do turn your barrel later on inside pitches than you do on outside pitches. But at the same time, the ball, its end destination is going to be the catcher's glove. So let's see if we can't see where this ball is. Here's the ball right here off to the right. So if I drew a line from the catcher's glove to the ball, which is like right, a little bit lower than that, but pretty close, like right there, we want our bat in the way of that pitch. And you'll see Jeter intersects it way, way out in front of him. Then he's kind of just out of the way really fast. Whereas Altuve, he hits this pitch out in front as well and crushes it. But you'll see that he turns his barrel into the way quicker. He still hits it out here, but his barrel makes a little bit more of a circle motion, which allows him to intersect the path of the ball for longer than Jeter does. And it also allows him to swing with more weight. So let me just kind of explain that for a second. I do this in a lot of my videos, so maybe you've seen this before, maybe you haven't. But I always talk about the swing in terms of F equals ma, right? So force is equal to mass times acceleration. So let's not overthink that. If you're like a scientist or something, I know that mass doesn't actually mean weight and acceleration doesn't actually mean speed. But let's just pretend that it does for the moment, because that's the easiest way to communicate it to hitters. So if this mass goes up or weight goes up, the amount of weight that you swing with goes up, then you hit the ball further if you hit it at the same angle, right? But if it goes down, then you don't hit the ball as far. So with Jeter, what we see is that because he makes his hands go forward really, really quick, and he doesn't delay as much and let his body pull his barrel, his mass number goes down, where Altuve's mass number goes up because he really restricts and holds his barrel back like a rubber band for a long time. So you can see right in this frame, you can see everything kind of begin to get pulled, but you won't see his hands move very much. They kind of stay with his shoulder in this beginning frame. And the way and what we are able to kind of like extract from that is that because the hands stay with the shoulder, we know that he's using his hips to pull his barrel rather than his hands to move his barrel. But in Jeter's right here, you can see that instantly those hands move significantly right in this early frame. They move from away from the shoulder to closer to the shoulder, and then kind of like through the shoulder and through the ball. And obviously hits this ball really well. So once again, not like a problem with the swing, but if you're a young kid and you're trying to learn how to consistently hit the ball out of the outfield, not really the pattern that we're looking for. So I wanted to kind of take a little bit of time to just talk about that difference between Altuve and Jeter, and why Altuve hits the ball further, and also why you might want to use someone like Altuve as an example of a swing to mimic rather than someone like Jeter. Even though basically every other part of Jeter's game is something you want to mimic, maybe the swing isn't the thing you want to mimic. Kurt Hughes with Ignite Baseball. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to shoot me a text or an email.